How to make your iPhone easier to use, part 2. In part 1, we utilized display zoom to make all of the apps and icons and everything larger on the iPhone. Now let's explore a few more options to make the iPhone easier to use. Let's go ahead and open the Settings app again. We're going to look at a few other things to make your iPhone easier to use. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on the Settings app, open that up. The next thing I want to show you is how to make the text even larger. So under General, the first option there, the first row, go ahead and tap on that General row. And we're going to scroll down a little bit to Accessibility. So when you find the Accessibility row, go ahead and tap on that row. And we have lots of options here. You might want to look through these options after the video and just try some of these things out. So you'll notice the first section is Vision. Lots of different options related to making text easier to use. If we scroll down a little bit, we'll see there is a Hearing section. So these are different options that will make things easier to hear on the iPhone. And then below that, there's a few other options as well. So let's go back up to the very top. Under the Vision section, I want to show you how to make text larger. So if you, in the second section there's a larger text row. So go ahead and find the larger text row and tap on that. Okay, now below you see it says drag the slider below. So the slider is that little knob looking thing, and you'll notice as you can move your finger left and right and slide that knob, and you can see the text size changing as you slide it. So right in the middle is the default text size. If we slide it to the right, you'll see it gets larger and larger. Now, if you need text even larger than this, then you can select the larger accessibility sizes at the very top. Turn that to green. Green indicates that it's activated or on. And you'll notice that the slider down below gives you even more options. So you continue to slide to the right, the text gets larger and larger. So go ahead and put that slider into an option that looks good for you. And this is going to make text larger in many of the apps that you use. In Safari as you're browsing the internet, in the Messages app as you're typing text messages to your friends and family, in the Mail app where you read your email. All of those locations, the text is going to be bigger. So go ahead and find the text option that works for you. I'm going to go ahead and put it back to the middle where it was, but you slide it to the option that works well for you. And once you've found what works well, then we'll just hit the where the back arrow is and where it says Accessibility. So once you've found the text size you like, go ahead and hit the back arrow there. Alright, so that's how we make text larger. So two other things I want to show you. The next is called Button Shapes. So 2 rows down from that, you'll see a row that says Button Shapes. And you'll notice the slider there, the button to the right, is turned off. So let's go ahead and turn that on. And let's notice the back arrow, it says General on it, in the top left corner of the app. Notice how it changes. So I've just turned it on. Now go ahead and turn it off and look at the blue button in the top left corner. So you'll notice that when Button Shapes is on, it puts a shape around the button and turns it a different gray color. So the idea is that when Button Shapes is on, it makes it easier to identify where buttons are and where you can tap to navigate through an app. So that's going to make navigating through apps a little bit easier because the buttons are going to be easier to find. So if you like that option, go ahead and leave Button Shapes on. So one more thing I wanted to show you to make your iPhone easier to use. We scroll down to the very bottom, and in the Interaction section, there's a row called Home Click Speed. So once you find the Home Click Speed row, go ahead and tap on that. So right now, my home click speed is set to default. Now, the home click speed is how fast you need to tap the home button when you want to activate different things. So, and the home button is the black round button on the face of the iPhone just below the screen. That's the home button. So we're talking about how fast you need to click that to activate the app launcher, for example. So when I double click the home button, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to double click the home button, and you'll see that it launches what is called the app launcher, or which shows you, or app switcher rather, which shows you the other apps that are open in the background. So you'll see, oh, there's the settings app that I was just in. There's a couple apps I was in previously. And then if I slide this way, you can see the home screen. So if I tap on any of those, it will take me to those other apps. So I'm going to go ahead and tap back into the settings app. So again, this is just going to change how fast I need to click that home button. So if you find that it's hard to double tap the home button, you can't quite do it fast enough, then I would suggest using the slow or even the slowest setting. And you'll notice when we tap on that row that it's flashing. It's indicating to us how fast the home click needs to be. So let's tap on slowest and see how that is. So see, that's much slower. So you might try the slow or the slowest setting and see if you find that easier to work the home button. I'm going to go ahead and change mine back to default. I'm comfortable with that. But if you're comfortable with slow or slowest, then you go with that. And then I'm just going to hit the back button there. It says accessibility, and it's set. Thank you for watching.